And we're live. Welcome to Wausau's Fieldhouse for tonight's battle between Wisconsin Valley Conference foes, the host, the Wausau Lumberjacks, and the visiting Merrill Blue Jays. My name is Christian Townsend, alongside Nathan Townsend, and all of us of the Wausau's television staff bringing you tonight's action.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, Christian. Tonight's game should be a really interesting one, and it pitches two very different teams. We've got the 6-5 Lumberjacks who are coming off a really emotional and a really great win against the Wisconsin Valley Conference rivals Wausau West in the Varsity game, which they raised over $10,000 for the Susan G. Komen Foundation. And we've also got the Merrill Blue Jays, who are 10-1 and sitting at number 1 in the conference, with a chance to wrap up conference tonight with a win against the Lumberjacks. So you've really got two really different teams coming into tonight's game, and it will be really interesting to see how both teams respond. Merrill's coming off a really dominating performance against Spash when they won in 3 straight sets.
And they're both hungry for tonight's game. This is really going to be a tune-up for both teams as they're about to head into the playoffs, but especially for Wausau East, really trying to get some momentum going in against a really great team.
Yeah, playoffs start next week, so really this is a great chance for everyone to kind of get a feel of where they are going into the playoffs, and there's no better way to do it than against the number 1 team in the conference and perhaps one of the best teams, at least in this area, if not in the state.
Yeah, and they're really looking to play spoiler alert right now, just trying to keep the Wisconsin Valley Conference title out of Merrill's hands entirely.
Mm-hmm. And it's always fun to be in that role where you have a chance to spoil it for the other team and to play kind of the villain role almost in the movies. So that's got to be fun for the girls. But there is one important note that we would like to tell all of our viewers tonight, and this is really key. Coach Ken Zaromsky, who has really been a really great leader and a really great head coach for this team, will not be here tonight. He's got some personal reasons that are causing him to take a bit of an absence. So, again, Coach Zaromsky will not be here tonight. Replacing him will be longtime assistant coach, and so tonight he'll be the head coach, Bruce Matta. And you talked to Bruce Matta for a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about what his thoughts are going into tonight's game?
Well, this is Coach Matta's first head coaching at the varsity level. He was the JV head coach for a long time, moved up to assistant coach here, and now this is his first chance in the head seat. So when we're talking about the keys to the game, Coach talked to me about, he's really looking to get the team passing well, passing so that they can set up some really good opportunities for their team to take advantage. Really looking to get Vanessa Boris, their setter, who he describes as their quarterback on the court, to get them going, to get her going, and to get her ready, really in a role that she can.
And passing well is really going to be important playing against such a talented team as Merrill is, because you can't play defensive against a team like Merrill. So you really have to go on the attack, and you can't just play timid. So, what about for Merrill? What are some of the keys to the game when you talk to Coach Nelson?
Well, I talked to Coach Nelson before the game, and she really wants her players to play to their potential. This is an easy game to look by, so she really wants them to look at their potential, to play to their potential, and to get some good momentum going into the playoffs. She's really looking for 4 major things when it comes to her keys to the game. She's really looking for good passing, good communication, good defense, especially against Haley Schultz, the 6'2" killer for the Wausau Lumberjacks. And they really want to take advantage of their opportunities on offense.
So we're going to turn it over to the PA announcer as he talks about senior night. And we really have some special seniors for tonight. So there is senior night for you. We have three really great seniors who we're really going to be looking for their leadership tonight, especially when we're playing such a talented team as Merrill. You really have to rely on your senior leaders, and I think being at senior night, it's only fitting that they would play such a talented team and really need their senior leadership so much if they're going to pull out a win here on senior night.
Yeah, the Wausau Lumberjacks are really going to have to look for those seniors to be leaders for them in this game against Merrill Blue Jays.
And not just only on the court, where all three of them are really talented players and really are going to contribute a lot on the court, but also off the court and perhaps picking their teammates up if they get down. And if, as it may be the case, if Wausau East gets down early, they'll need to look for their senior leaders to really pick them up and encourage them to keep going, even though things may not be going their way right.
Especially with Coach Zaromsky out, not able to be at the game tonight. They're really going to have to rely on them to be leaders for them, for the Wausau Lumberjacks.
So here's the Star Spangled Banner.
And here we go. We've got the Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup between the Wausau Lumberjacks and the Merrill Blue Jays.
And it really should be an exciting game tonight. So for this starting lineup for the visitors, the Merrill Blue Jays, number 8, Lindsay Kruger. Number 4, Bria Peppenbrook. Number 4, Jenna Samzow. Number 13, Casey Steffen. Number 2, Renee Sladek. Number 6, Reagan Byer. And number 10, Lauren Hosen.
For the Wausau Lumberjacks, we have number 2, the junior Annie Tooman. Number 3, the junior as well, Vanessa Boris. Number 4, Paige Heinrich, the senior. Number 5, Claire Bowman, the junior. Number 9, Kaylee Carlin, the senior. And the junior, Morgan Guerin, number 21.
And here we go. We are moments away from an exciting Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup. Yeah. I think I'm really excited. Are you?
Yep.
You ready for the game?
This is going to be really exciting. It's going to be really interesting to see how the Wausau Lumberjacks handle the attacking of the Merrill Blue Jays, especially Kenny Sladek.
And look for the Merrill Blue Jays to come out right away and start going off on the offensive, really trying to assert their dominance and to show that they are number 1 team in the conference for a reason. And perhaps trying to take some life out of the Lumberjacks and stop on them before they can even get started. So the Lumberjacks have won the toss, and the Lumberjacks will start with the ball, and they will be serving first. The teams are ready. Line judges are getting set up. We really have a great crowd tonight. It looks like Merrill has brought quite a bit of its student section here to tonight's game. And Wausau East has some strong strong support from their student section. So number 3, Vanessa Borst will be serving. The spike by number 10, Laura Hojan. Oh, and it's tried to bump over the net by Lauren Hojan, and she is not able to quite get it over, so the Lumberjacks will take the first point here.
Yep, drawing the first blood there, and that was a really nice job by the Lumberjacks. Good passing, and the Merrill Blue Jays just couldn't get that quite over the net.
Another set over the net by Lauren Hojan. And that is a spike by number 6, number 5, Clara Bowman. But that does not land in bounds, so a point will go to the Merrill Blue Jays. And so number 8, Lindsay Krieger, is going to be serving for the Blue Jays. And that is blocked by the Merrill Blue Jays with number 10, Lauren Hojan, there at the net.
That was nice teamwork by the Merrill Blue Jays to get up at the net and block that shot.
And there's a spike by number 4, Paige Heinrich. And it is bumped over the net by Lauren Hojan. Spike by number 2, Rainey Sleddick. And that is not able to be picked up by the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, Renee Sleddick, one of the keys for the Merrill Blue Jays. Lumberjacks are really going to have to keep an eye on her and where she is.
And that goes out of bounds on the serve by number 8, Lindsay Krieger. So Lumberjacks will get the serve back, trailing by 1. We have number 9, Kaylee Carlin on the serve for the Lumberjacks. Service is received by the Blue Jays. And that is number 2, number 2, Rainey Sladek for the Merrill Blue Jays, who was able to get that spike down.
Another great spike for Renee Sladek.
She is looking to have a really good day. So now number 11, the libero, Bria Peppendorf is in for the Blue Jays. And number 4, Paige Heinrich, is not able to quite get that over the net, so Merrill Blue Jays take a 5-2 lead. Oh, and there the Lumberjacks. Number 3, Vanessa Borst, is not able to quite get that bump. And so Merrill takes a 4-point lead.
Though that's the passing issues that the Lumberjacks were hoping not to have. They're looking to actually have good passing right now. And again, another missed pass right there.
And so a timeout will be taken by Bruce Matta as he is trying to gather his team together and trying to inspire them a little bit in order to try and get them out of a 5-point deficit.
First timeout taken by the coach in his career as head coach. So he's going to be looking to really rally the troops right now. Don't want to get down by much more than 5 points.
And we are just getting from the PA announcer that the Wausau Lumberjack soccer team advanced 1-0, and they will advance to the sectionals. I've received. Oh, and number 13, Casey Steffen. Is not able to get that over the net. Spike over the net, but blocked by the Lumberjacks. It's Casey Steffen on the serve for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are trying to save that, and they do. They are able to save that. And that is number 10, Haley Schultz, the senior, 6'2" senior for the Lumberjacks, who was able to spike that down. And the Lumberjacks have reduced the deficit to only 3 points. Looking to maybe get on a little bit of a run here. And serving for the Lumberjacks is number 5, Clara Bowman on the serve. Merrill's able to hand that. Paige Heinrich is not able to get that over the net. So Merrill will retake the serve with number 2, Rainey Slodek, on the serve. Nice job by the Merrill Blue Jays. Play at the net. They've really done a great job here. And that is tipped by the Lumberjacks and goes out of bounds. So Merrill will retain possession here. Again, Rainey Sladek on the serve for the Merrill Blue Jays. Oh, and that is a great job by number 10, Haley Schultz, able to get that over. And they surprised the Lumberjacks, and the Lumberjacks were not able to respond. I think they thought that it was going out of bounds.
That's some bad communication there by the Lumberjacks. Really needed to talk more about who was getting that one.
Lumberjacks get it. It's a spike by number 8. Number 2. Annie Tuman on that. And that goes out of bounds. It is not tipped. That goes out of bounds on Casey Steffen. So the Lumberjacks will get the point there.
Now in comes the serving specialist, Brianna Littke. She comes in often for the Lumberjacks, just on the serve. Great server for the Lumberjacks.
She really does a nice job coming in to serve for the Jacks. Oh, and that is a great job by number 13. I think that was number 13. Casey Steffen on the little bump over the net there. So Brianna Littke will come out of the game, and Paige Heinrich will come back in. So number 6, Reagan Bayer on the serve for Merrill. Nice job by the Lumberjacks. But they touch the net, so that will be a point for the Lumberjacks as they're trying to get back in this game.
Lumberjacks really need a run right now. They can't go down by much more points than this.
Especially not against a dominant team like Merrill can be.
Yep.
And that is nice play at the net by the Lumberjacks. But good recovery by the Blue Jays. Oh, and that is an attempted pancake by number 6, Reagan Bayer. But her teammates were not able to get that back up. And so the Lumberjacks will get the point there. Nice job by the Lumberjacks, able to pass the ball around. Oh, and that is a nice save, and they are able to keep it alive, and so the Lumberjacks are able to keep that alive. Merrill is trying to get it over, and that is a great job at the net, and that was number 10. Haley Schultz and also Kaylee Carlin was in there for the Lumberjacks as they do a really nice job and cut down the deficit to 3 points.
Lumberjacks have been doing really great net play in this game, really dominating that front part.
Great play at the net, great blocking job by the Lumberjacks. Oh, and that spike by Haley Schultz will not go over, so that is a point for the for the Blue Jays. So on the service, it looks to be number 3. Number 3 for the Blue Jays. Getting that back. Nice job by the Blue Jays on kind of an interesting play there. So that is 4 hits for the Blue Jays. And so that will be a point for the Lumberjacks.
Looks like they lost track of that number that they were on right there.
Because they definitely had an opportunity to hit it over the net there. Nice play at the net by the Lumberjacks. Great save by the Lumberjacks there. And they are really playing some scrappy ball here, able to keep the ball alive. Some interesting situations.
And that's just a little bit too hard by the Lumberjacks. And so it's a point for the Merrill Blue Jays. Now it's number 4, Jenna Zamzow, back to serve.
Nice job on the receiving by the libero. And that goes out of bounds, so it will be point for the Merrill Blue Jays. Oh, and they're calling that a carry by the Lumberjacks.
I think they called it a double hit, actually.
Oh, okay.
Double hit. So I accidentally touched that one twice.
So Merrill will go up by 6. Oh, and that is a great play by number 6. Number 5. Clara Bauman on that one. And she does a nice job. Play at the net. And number 3, Vanessa Borse is on the serve. Oh, and that is a great play by the Lumberjacks. The Merrill Blue Jays are barely able to save it.
That was a great job by the Merrill Blue Jays libero.
A diving play. Oh, and that is a great play by number 8. Showing off some gymnastic talent. And the Merrill Blue Jays are a little bit too much for the Lumberjacks there. As they do a nice job. Although the Lumberjacks are really playing some great volleyball. They really are doing a nice job being able to hang around and respond to everything that Merrill's got. Nice play at the net by the Lumberjacks. And that just a little bit too much on the set, so it goes over the net and out of bounds for the Blue Jays. So the Lumberjacks will get the serve again. And number 9, Kaylee Carlin, the senior, will be taking the serve for the Lumberjacks.
Merrill's done a really great job serving during this ball game, and they've been having a lot of nice mix between the shorts and the short serves and the long serves. Really kept the Wausau's team off balance and not able to get good bump set spikes.
Oh, but that is a great spike by the Lumberjacks, and Merrill is not able to handle it. That was number 5, Clara Bowman, on that one. So nice job by the Lumberjacks there. So Kaylee Carlin will be serving. A little bit too much on the bump, but Merrill does a nice job being able to save it. And again, another great play at the net by number 5, Clara Bauman. So Merrill will take a timeout as the Lumberjacks approach within 3. Merrill is led by as much as 6 tonight. So
really interesting time to call a timeout. Still being up by 3, but losing the momentum. So she just wanted to calm the girls down. So that was a good call by the coach. We'll see how this works out. As it looks like number 9, Kaylee Carlin, will be back to serve for the Lumberjacks.
And a shout out to the 8th grade girls volleyball team who is here in attendance tonight, cheering on the Lumberjacks. So Kaylee Carlin on the serve.
Nice deep serve, keeping the Merrill Blue Jays off on the back of their heels, not able to get a great bump set and spike there.
And that is long. So the Lumberjacks, a little bit too much on the spike there. So Merrill will get another point. Nice job getting a point coming out of the timeout.
Well, that's a shame. The Lumberjacks looked like they had a really good opportunity right there to score, but just couldn't capitalize on that opportunity.
Oh, and that was a nice save by Merrill, and that was the libero, number 11, Bria Peppenbrook, who was also serving. And that is out of bounds.
No, that's in.
That is in.
That was great placement by the Lumberjacks. Got that right on the corner. I don't think Merrill thought it was in.
Yeah, but that is a nice job by the Lumberjacks. So on the service for the Lumberjacks is number 5, Clara Bauman. And that is out of bounds. So the Lumberjacks will get the point there. It's a friendly competition between the two student sections. As that is a great play by Merrill, and so that will hit the ground first before the Lumberjacks are able to save it.
That was Renee Slottick on that one. She's just really stepped up there and said, you know what, Lumberjacks, whatever you do, I'm just going to match that. And that was a great job by her, really stepping up and giving the Merrill Blue Jays the momentum back.
Nice play by the Lumberjacks. Good save there. Spiked over. Our response is a spike of their own. A nice save by the Lumberjacks. Number 9, Kaylee Carlin. But that is a carry, I believe that was called.
Another double hit, actually.
Another double hit.
That's the third one of this game. Officials really seem to be looking for that tonight.
Nice job by the Lumberjacks there. Good play at the net by the Lumberjacks. Nice spike by number 10, Haley Schultz. And that's a little bit too much for number 5, Clara Bauman, to handle.
Looked like a mistake because it could have gone out of bounds. So instead of making a bad play, she should have just let it go over her head.
But either way, Merrill will take a 5-point lead.
With 5 points to go.
Nice play by Paige Heinrich. But a great spike by number 8 for the Merrill Blue Jays, Lindsay Krieger.
Timeout is called by the Lumberjacks.
And so the Lumberjacks will take a timeout, trying to regroup as there are just 4 points left to go, potentially for the Merrill Blue Jays, as they look to take number 1 and really gain the momentum. So Christian, can you explain to me a little bit about the libero jersey, for those of us who don't know about it?
Well, the libero jersey is the person who's wearing the off-colored jersey, and each team has 6 substitutions for the game, but the libero can substitute for anybody on the court at any time, and it doesn't count for one of their substitutions. So it's really critical, strategic decision for the coach on who to put in that jersey. So it's usually a back hitter, and so that they can be subbed out during the front, but subbed in for someone in the back who's not as strong. So it's really good to strategic to who to place back there.
So the game is back underway. Lumberjacks have played really well at the net tonight. Nice play by Haley Schultz there, and the Merrill Blue Jays are able to save it, and they get it back over the net. Nice block of the net by the Blue Jays. And Haley Schultz is able to get that one past the block and down for the Lumberjacks.
Key point for the Lumberjacks. They did not want to go down by 7. Cut the lead to 5, take the serve back, and they have their serving specialist back there, Brianna Lidke, coming into the game to serve for the Lumberjacks.
She really has been instrumental this season, coming in to serve and really doing a great job for the Lumberjacks. And that was a great play by Haley Schultz at the net. Haley Schultz, and I think that was also number 2, Annie Tuman, also there at the net. Both of them made a great play on the ball. So Brianna Lidke on the serve. And there's another great play at the net by number 10, Kaylee Carlin.
So the Lumberjacks have cut the lead to 3 points on a 3-0 run after being down by 6.
Nice job here by the Lumberjacks. Brianna will take the serve again. And that one goes a little bit long. So Merrill will regain the serve as number 4, Paige Heinrich, comes back into the game. Oh, and that was a little bit short. That was number 6, Reagan Byer, on the serve there. And she's not able to quite get that down over that. And that's something both teams really need to make sure that they avoid is service errors, because that, more than anything else, can really kill a run. Or at least the potential of a run. And Merrill is not able to get that over, so Lumberjacks have cut their lead to 2 with 3 points left for Merrill in order to win this game. So for the Lumberjacks to serve, we have number 2, Annie Tuman. And that was a great play at the net by number 10, Haley Schultz. And the Lumberjacks have cut the lead to 1 as they are looking to take the first game here away from the Merrill Blue Jays, who at one point were leading by 6 points with 3 points to go.
Man, you can see right now in the Merrill Blue Jays huddle, the coach is fired up, really trying to get into her girls that they need to get their act together and get these last 3 points. And the Wausau Lumberjacks, you can just almost see the smiles start coming on their face, that they really want to try to snatch this from the claws of Merrill Blue Jays.
So again, the Merrill Blue Jays were up 6 points with only 3 points to go. And the Lumberjacks have gone on a 5-0 run, or excuse me, a 6-1 run, and have pulled within 1. Nice play by Merrill, good spot, but the Lumberjacks are able to save that. And that is a great play by number 13, Casey Steffen, on that for Merrill. And that will go out of bounds, and the Lumberjacks have tied this thing up. And you can see all the momentum has really gone towards Wausau East as Annie Tuman takes the serve here for the Lumberjacks.
Great placement right in the back of the court. Really hard for the Merrill Blue Jays to get to that one.
A nice play by the Lumberjacks, and Merrill is able to save that. Another great save by the libero, number 11, Bria Pietendorf. Oh, and that will go out of bounds. So Merrill is able to take another point and is 2 points away with a 1-point lead over the Lumberjacks.
Man, that was a nice long rally for both teams. You could feel the tension rising as every time the ball crossed the net.
Nice play by the Lumberjacks there. And that spike goes out of bounds, and the Lumberjacks have tied this thing up at 23. 2 points for both teams is all that is needed to take this out. Now remember, each game will go to 25 points, and it's rally serving, but you have to win by 2 points, and this can go as many points as is necessary before a team wins by 2.
We could be here all night, folks.
We could be. Oh, great play by the Lumberjacks there. Merrill's able to handle it. And that will go out of bounds. That was number 5, Clara Bauman, on the spike there. And that was a great job. That was a great play by the Lumberjacks. And they have taken the lead for the first time since they were up 1-0. And they just need 1 more point before taking the first set away from the Merrill Blue Jays.
But the Merrill Blue Jays answer, and they get that point. It's 24-24. And this game's going extra points right now.
So it'll be number 4, Jenna Zamzow on the serve. Oh, and that goes out of bounds. tough break for the Lumberjacks there as the bump just goes off. And Merrill is 1 point away. Nice play by the Lumberjacks. That may have gone out of bounds, but she saved it. Merrill Blue Jays. Nice play by both teams. He really tastes the tension in the air, as neither team wants to go down in such a hard-fought match. And that will go out of bounds. That was number 5, Clara Bauman, who spiked it and was tipped off the Merrill Blue Jays. So both teams are tied up at 25 apiece. So each team needs 2 more points in order to win this. As we have number 3, Vanessa Bors on the serve. And that is an ace for the Lumberjacks. And the Lumberjacks have taken the lead 26-25. 1 point away on an ace by Vanessa Bors, the 5'8" junior for the Lumberjacks.
Now that's the first ace of the night for the Lumberjacks, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Nice save by the Blue Jays. And nice save by the libero, number 11, Bria Peppenbrook. And that is a great play at the net by number 5, Clara Bauman. And the Lumberjacks have taken the first game here.
After being down by 6, the Lumberjacks snatch one for the claws of the Merrill Blue Jays. And the Merrill Blue Jays look stunned.
Stunned is a great word to describe it. I don't think they can believe what just happened there.
No.
They were up by 6 points with 3 points to go against a team that was kind of reeling. 4 points to go. And they were up by 6 points. And it looked like they would easily take this first set. And the Lumberjacks came back. They were on a 7-1 run before Merrill called a timeout and went on to win the first game 27-25. And the crowd just went nuts when that serve was blocked out of bounds by Merrill.
And you could see the Merrill Blue Jays fans who almost outnumber the Lumberjack fans here.
I think they do outnumber the Lumberjack fans, at least their student section. Merrill has come out in force for tonight's game.
But right now they are silent. So Merrill Blue Jays really need to answer right now. We can see the coach in the huddle trying to get her girls to really play up to their potential right now. She thinks that they can do better right now.
I think that's kind of something we saw. I think, the Lumberjacks really played almost beyond kind of what we kind of expected them to play tonight. And they have really played a fantastic job. But you can see the coach is fired up in the huddle. She does not think her players are playing up to their potential. So it'll be interesting to see how the Merrill Blue Jays come out. Nobody said it was going to be easy. It doesn't really matter that Merrill has a 10-1 record, while the Lumberjacks have a 6-5 record. It really doesn't matter when it comes to this time of the year when playoffs are coming.
For the Lumberjacks, we have 2 men, Bors, Heinrich, Bauman, Harlan, Heinrich, and
So for the Lumberjacks on the court is number 15, Kaylee Heinrich, number 4, Paige Heinrich, number 21, Morgan Gehring, number 3, Vanessa Bors, number 5, Clara Bauman, and number 9, Kaylee Carlin, on that. For the Merrill Blue Jays, we have number 6, Megan Breyer, number 8, Lindsay Krieger, number 10, Lauren Hogan, and the libero, number 11, Bria Peppenbrook.
Now the Merrill Blue Jays thought they had the point, but now the judges are saying it was tipped. Now we got a coaching decision. Not a coaching, refereeing. And it's a point to the Lumberjacks.
So the Lumberjacks draw the first blood again as they take the first point. And number 3, Vanessa Bors, will be doing the service for the Lumberjacks.
Close refereeing call there. Merrill Blue Jays thought it wasn't tipped. And we had half the referees say it was tipped, half of them didn't. It was a head referee's decision that it was tipped.
Oh, and the Merrill Blue Jays respond on a tip. I believe that was number 13, Casey Steffen. Yeah, I believe that was number 13, Casey Steffen in there for the Merrill Blue Jays as they respond. Or excuse me, that was number 8, Lindsey Krieger. As the Lumberjacks take another point and take a 2-1 lead.
That ball went out of bounds. So now we have number 9, Kaylee Carlin, back there on the serve.
Nice deep serve for the Lumberjacks. It's a great spike by number 5, Clara Bauman, and the Merrill Blue Jays are not able to take it. So the Lumberjacks now with a 2-point lead after they were playing catch-up most of the entire game in that first game before they were eventually able to take it. Nice service there for the Lumberjacks. Oh, and Merrill is able to get that one past the block and is able to get that one down. And there were no East players in the vicinity who were able to go after that ball. And so the libero, number 11, Bria Pippenbrook, is taking the serve for the Merrill Blue Jays. And that goes off the net and is blocked by the Lumberjacks. And Merrill does a great job. I believe that was number 13, Casey Steffen, who is back in the game. So nice job by the Merrill Blue Jays as they have knotted things up at 3-piece. They're going to call that a double hit by the Lumberjacks.
And that's an ace for the libero.
Nice service there for Merrill. Oh! And the set over the net by number 21, Morgan Guerin, is not quite able to get it over. So that will be another ace for the libero, number 11. That was number 2, Renee Slottick.
Renee Slottick.
Renee Slottick, excuse me, for the Merrill Blue Jays. And they look to be really fired up after that kind of a disappointing defeat in the first game.
It's a 5-0 run right now.
But the Lumberjacks are able to end that run as the spike is tipped by Merrill and goes out of bounds. So the Lumberjacks will retake the serve down by 2 here in the early stages of game 2. So number 5, Clara Bauman on the serve. Oh, that was a great spike there by the Merrill Blue Jays. I think that was number 2, Renee Slottick, who was able to play really inspired ball right now. She is really beyond on fire for Merrill. And now she gets a chance to serve. And that is number 5 for Merrill, who was able to get that spike down. Another serve by Slottick. And that goes long. The Lumberjacks thought it was tipped, but the judges said that it was not tipped, so that will be a point for Merrill as they are up by 5 points. Oh, and there's another miscommunication error by the Lumberjacks between Haley Schultz and I think it was Kaylee Carlin. So, what are you seeing from Merrill that has allowed them to really play well so far coming into game 1? Or, excuse me, coming out of game 1 into game 2?
They've been doing a really great job serving, really using the front and the back court, and really just been killing the ball right onto the ground. Great kills, great setup, great passing to get themselves in the great position.
I think on the other hand, the Lumberjacks really haven't done a great job receiving the serve.
No, they haven't. And that really affects what they can do after that. Because if you don't get a clean return of the serve, that really puts you on the defensive, which is how the Lumberjacks have looked tonight.
Or at least in this game, too. Good placement by Merrill, but the Lumberjacks are able to get that one saved. Nice save by number 5, Clara Bauman for the Lumberjacks. It's a little tap over the net.
And
now
Merrill takes a 7-point lead, the largest lead of the night.
For either team.
Lumberjacks really need something right now.
Oh, and there's another block by number 5 for Merrill.
And conversely, in the first match, we saw the Lumberjacks have really good net play. But right now, they have not been able to get up at the net and really stop the powerful servers for the Merrill Blue Jays.
Oh, but that is a great play by the Lumberjacks. And a nice save by Merrill, and that goes out of bounds. So the Lumberjacks have ended this run by Merrill and regain the serve as number 22, Brianna Lidke, the serving specialist, comes in for number 4, Paige Heinrich, to take the serve here. Oh, and that serve goes long. That's the second serve in a row by Brianna that has gone out of bounds.
Looks like she had too many Wheaties this morning for breakfast.
Perhaps.
That's really a run killer right there. Something you really can't do right now.
Especially against such a talented team as Merrill really is. You can't just give the ball back to them, and you can see there that Merrill really took advantage of that.
And you can see right there also, Lumberjacks did not have great presence at the net. They really need to get more people up there like they did in the first game and get those tips right there and get those battles at the net.
And that is a great play at the net by number 10, Haley Schultz. The 6'2 senior who really adds a lot of height to a traditionally small Wausau's team. This is probably one of the biggest or one of the tallest teams that the Lumberjacks have had in recent years. So they're looking to use that height and play it by the net. But there, number 9, Kaylee Carlin, is not quite able to get that one over the net. And so Merrill has taken a 9-point lead here.
Now the libero, Kaylee Heinrich, is coming to the game for the Lumberjacks.
And that serve was not able to be handled by Paige Heinrich. And the Lumberjacks are down by 10 points. And this is really a huge margin that the Lumberjacks are looking to come back here. If you're Coach Matta, what would you be saying in this, your second called timeout of your career?
Get up to the net. I'd really be telling them that we really need to get up to the net, get our hands up, and stop their powerful serves.
And so the Lumberjacks have broken the timeout. And again, like we were saying, this is practically a home game for Merrill when their student section outnumbers the Lumberjacks. And they've really come out in force. And so number 13, Casey Steffen on the serve for Merrill. Nice play by the Lumberjacks, but Merrill was able to respond. And Kaylee Carlin bumps it up over the net. Nice job by Heinrich there in the libero. Great play at the net by Merrill. Oh, and the Lumberjacks are not able to save it as number 4, Paige Heinrich, dives in her attempt to save it, but she's not able to save it, and so Merrill has taken an 11-point lead.
But that was really good net play by the Lumberjacks right there. They really had him. Almost came away with the point right there.
And they need to start coming away with more of those points if they're going to have a chance to win this game, as another point goes to Merrill. Some more excellent play at the net by Merrill, as they have really come out and dominated the second game after being shocked by the Lumberjacks as the Lumberjacks took the first game. Another great play at the net by Merrill. And Merrill is up by 13 points over the Lumberjacks. As fittingly enough, number 13, Casey Steffen, has the serve for Merrill. Oh, nice play by the Lumberjacks. Number 10, Haley Schultz, is able to play that deep into Merrill territory. And Merrill does not have anyone back there who is able to reach the serve.
It's Haley Schultz back there, the senior. If they want something, she needs to have some good serves right here.
Nice play by the Lumberjacks there. Oh, and a great tap. I believe that was number 4, Paige Heinrich, for the Lumberjacks, who was able to tap over the net. So perhaps maybe the Lumberjacks, as they need to, if they are going to have any shot at this, they're going on a little run here. And that's a great play at the net by the Lumberjacks, but it goes out of bounds. So Merrill will take the point and the serve, needing only 5 more points to win the second game and knot things up at 1 apiece. Number 4, Jenna Zamzow on the serve. And that is a great play by the Lumberjacks, as number 11, Bria Peppenbrook for Merrill, is not able to save that. So the Lumberjacks will retake the serve with number 3, Vanessa Boris, on the serve for the Lumberjacks. Great serve. And Merrill is barely able to save that, but they do get it back over the net as Heinrich receives it. Great placement by Merrill, but nice job by Paige Heinrich there on the save. On great net play, that was number 9, Kaylee Carlin, and number 5, Clara Bauman, on the play there at the net by the Lumberjacks.
And I tell you, that's probably the first or maybe the second blocked shot by the Lumberjacks at the net,
as they have cut Merrill's lead down to 10 points. And that serve and that spike by number 13, Casey Steffen.
Number 10,
Lauren Hogan, does not go over. So the Lumberjacks, they're not quite out of it yet. They're still down by 9, but they still have a shot.
that was just a mental mistake on the last point, hitting it right into that. But great ace by number 3, Vanessa Boris. Great placement right there.
A little bit of luck, too, for the Lumberjacks there, as that one goes over the net. Another great play at the net, but
that went on the Wausau's Lumberjacks side, so that's a point for the Merrill Blue Jays, as they're just chipping away, trying to get that 4 points now.
But that will not help, as number 8, Lindsay Krieger, hits that ball into the net. And so the Lumberjacks will retake the point with number 9, Kaylee Carlin, on the serve for the Lumberjacks. Nice deep serve by Kaylee. Nice block by Merrill. And while Paige Heinrich tried to save it, that bump went a little bit too far to the left from our vantage point and out of bounds. So the libero, number 11, Bria Peppenbrook, will be serving for Merrill. And that goes on Merrill's side. So Merrill is able to block it, but into their own side of the net. And so the Lumberjacks, they're cutting down on the lead little by little, but will it be too little too late is what is left to see, as they bring the game back to 8 points.
What I'd really like to see from the Merrill Blue Jays is more aggressive serving. In both the first and the second match, they've gotten really passive on their serves when they have this big lead. I mean, I know you don't want to hit any of these wasted shots into the net,
As we have a great play by Annie Tuman at the net.
but still, you got to keep these Lumberjacks back on their heels and really try to step on their throat when you already have them down.
So again, the Lumberjacks are chipping away at what was at one point a 13-point lead, but that will certainly not help as number 5, Clara Bauman, hits that into the net. And so Merrill again has an 8-point lead with only 2 points left to go. Nice deep bump there. And nice job by the Lumberjacks, able to save that. Merrill is barely able to save that one. Good passing by both sides. And another great save by the Lumberjacks. And that is a great rally that is won by Wausau East as number 2, Annie Tuman, is able to hit that over the net. And so that will be a point for the Lumberjacks as serving specialist Brianna Lidke comes into the game for number 4, Paige Heinrich. And again, we see her oftentimes throughout the night as the service extraordinaire person for the Lumberjacks. And that is tipped out of bounds. So Merrill will take the point, needing just one more point to take this away.
Right now, it's all about momentum for the Lumberjacks. See if they can't get a run going right now and try to get some momentum into the next game.
And that was a nice play by number 10, Haley Schultz. And nice play by Merrill trying to get it at the net, just weren't quite able to block that onto the other side. And I think you're right, Christian. Regardless of who wins this game, is Merrill just takes that game on a service error by number 2, Annie Tuman. But I think the Lumberjacks did a nice job coming back. And kind of, even though Merrill did end up winning the game, they did perhaps get some momentum coming into the third game. So, what did you see from Merrill between the first and the second games? As they really played practically two different games.
Well, they did a really great job serving. They really put the Lumberjacks on their heels, putting the serves in all different spots of the court, whether it was the front part or the back part. And the Lumberjacks, that gave the Merrill Blue Jays a lot of aces. So, and also they owned the net. They owned that front part of the net, and so they were really able to dominate that part, which the Lumberjacks had done a great job. The Lumberjacks had done a great job in the first set of owning the net, but in the second set, Merrill did a great job of doing that. So I really look for the Lumberjacks to come out here, get the net, win the battle right now at the net. That's where this game's been won. The first two games have been won within 5 feet of the net.
And I think, well, you're right that Merrill did a great job serving early on in the match when they got up to that 13-point lead over the Lumberjacks. Later on in the match, they kind of got a little passive as they let the Lumberjacks come back within 7. Although that 13-point lead was just a little bit too much for, a lot of bit too much for the Lumberjacks to overcome. And so, as the teams get ready to retake the court, we have a tie ball game here going into the third set. And like we said before, this it's best out 3 out of 5, best 3 out of 5. With each match, so the first 4 matches going to 25 points. The last match, if that is necessary, will go to 15 points. So a little bit shorter match there at the end if it comes down to that, which it may very well. But I think it'll come down to this game and whether or not the Lumberjacks are able to respond to a really great play by the Merrill Blue Jays there.
Now, in the first game between these two teams earlier in the season, in the first game between the two teams, it went to 5 sets. So it's really looking to be a dogfight between these two teams. They match up really well to each other. So we're looking for the Lumberjacks to try to come out here and take this set, and both teams actually come out here and take this set to try to gain the momentum going into that fourth set.
And I think this could really be the crucial match for both teams, as to come up 2-1, to be up 2-1 would really be huge for both teams in what has really been a very close match. So for the Lumberjacks, they will be serving first, and it's number 3, Vanessa Borst, on the serve for the Lumberjacks. And they're going to call that a double hit by the Lumberjacks. And so that is a point for Merrill, as Merrill takes the first point for the first time tonight, as the Lumberjacks drew first blood in the first 2 games. And that is a spike into the net, but nice job by Merrill, able to recover from that. Oh, and that is a great play at the net by number 9, Kaylee Carlin, and number 5, Clara Bauman. Both of them were in there at the net and were able to do a nice job there defending that. And like you were saying, it could really come down to play at the net, as number 9, Kaylee Carlin, serves for the Lumberjacks. Nice passing by both teams. Oh, and that is a great spike. I believe that was number 8, Lindsay Krieger for Merrill on the spike there. So nice job by Merrill as they take a 2-1 lead, as the libero, number 11, Bree Peppenbrook, is in there for the serve for Merrill. Nice spike by number 4, Paige Heinrich, the 5'8" senior for the Lumberjacks. And that is tipped out of bounds by Merrill. So it's a 2-2 game. So we have number 5, Clara Bauman, in for the serve for the Lumberjacks. And that serve goes into the net. And Merrill will take a 3-2 lead, as we have number 2, Renee Sladek, for Merrill on the serve. Oh, that is tipped out of bounds by the libero, number 11, Bree Peppenbrook, on the great placement by Haley Schultz.
Now that was just a mental mistake there for the libero. The ball was going out of bounds. She shouldn't have tried to be the hero there.
And she really didn't have much of an opportunity to make a play on the ball, so you might as well just let it go out, as number 22, Brianna Litke, comes into the game for the serve. But you might as well just let it go out of bounds there. Like that one just did for Haley Schultz, as it went just a little bit too far. And so the game is in Merrill's favor right now, 4-3.
This has really been a back and forth game already. You see 3 different starts from the 3 games. In the first game, we have Merrill jumping out to a big lead. In the second one, we have Wausau East. And both, conversely, the other team won that. Now, in this one, it's a dogfight right here in the beginning, back and forth, different servers almost every time.
And who can come out of this dogfight ahead may determine who wins this match, as Merrill hits that one way up into the ceiling. Lucky it didn't strike anything, but
that really
it's a moot point regardless, because Merrill is not able to get that over the net.
That really surprises me that it didn't hit anything up there. All these beams up here. So it might have actually hit something and come down with a different spin, which is why they couldn't get a hand on that.
But if it does hit the ceiling, that cannot be returned, and is a point for the other team. Great play at the net by number 9, Kaylee Carlin, and number 5, Clara Bauman, in there for the Lumberjacks. And the Lumberjacks take a 5-4 lead. As back and forth again we go. In for the serve, we have I believe it's number 5. Number 2, excuse me. Annie Tooman on the serve there for the Lumberjacks. Great play at the net there by number 9, Kaylee Carlin. And that goes barely in bounds. And Merrill has tied things up again.
We see Wausau's doing a great job at the net, and also the Merrill Blue Jays doing a nice job getting around those two gals at the net. So,
Kaylee Carlin has really done a good job at the net as she makes a fantastic, or excuse me, that wasn't her. That was Vanessa Borse on the fantastic save for the Lumberjacks. Four hits that hit the net and was not tipped by the Lumberjacks. So that is 4 hits for Merrill, and that will be a point for the Lumberjacks. As we have number 10, Haley Schultz, on the serve for the Lumberjacks.
Really, Wausau's Lumberjacks really seem to have the Merrill Blue Jays playing back on their heels right now.
Especially with their play on the net. As number 9, Kaylee Carlin, has done a great job as number 5, Clara Bauman, is able to land that right in there. And the Lumberjacks have taken a 2-point lead, tied for their biggest lead of the night by the Lumberjacks. Nice save by number 5, Clara Bauman, for the Lumberjacks. And a nice spike by number 5, Clara Bauman, for the Lumberjacks. And that goes out of bounds. That was number 13, Casey Steffen from Merrill, who hits that just a little bit outside for Merrill. And the Lumberjacks have taken a 3-point lead here. Nice tip at the net for the Lumberjacks. And that is out of bounds. That goes just a little bit outside for the Lumberjacks.
That was a close call right there.
So that is a point for Merrill. As we have number 4, I believe, number 4, Bria Peppenbrook for Merrill on the serve there. Nice spike by the Lumberjacks. And that is not tipped, I believe is the call. It was not tipped, so the Lumberjacks will get the point there. As we have number 3, Vanessa Borse, in for the serve for the Lumberjacks. The rest have really played a kind of a critical role here tonight, as they've had to make several close calls. And that goes on the Lumberjack side as number 9, Kaylee Carlin, is not able to block that onto the other side. And so that will be a point for Merrill as Merrill cuts the lead down to 2. Nice block at the net by number 5, Clara Bauman. A nice job by Merrill to respond and being able to block that. And that was a block by Merrill, and it goes deep. And the Lumberjacks have no one back there. And so that will be a point by Merrill as they cut the lead down to 1. And that is out. The referees are calling that ball out. So Merrill has tied the game up at 9 points apiece. Nice job by both teams play at the net here. Again, it goes out of bounds. That was number 5, Clara Bauman, for the Lumberjacks, who hits that just a little bit outside. And so, again, the officials have really been asked to make some critical and tough, close calls here tonight in tonight's game. As perhaps officiating has really taken on a role in the national spotlight. In fact, the Skyrocket that's coming out on Friday, we run an article about officiating in the WIAA. So look for that on newsstands on Friday.
At your Wausau's Lumberjack, your Wausau's high school.
And that is tipped by Merrill out of bounds. So the Lumberjacks will get the point and tie things up again at 10 apiece. So we have number 9, Kaylee Carlin, on the serve for the Lumberjacks. And that serve goes out of bounds. A little bit too much heat sauce on that. Hot sauce, excuse me. Nice save by the Lumberjacks there.
Great punch over.
Oh, and that was number 9, Kaylee Carlin, who tried to save it but was not able to save it for the Lumberjacks. As we have the libero, number 11, Bria Peppenbrook, in there for the serve for the Lumberjacks. And that goes out of bounds, but they're going to say it was tipped by the Lumberjacks. And so that will be a point for Merrill as they have taken a 3-point lead here in what has really been a back-and-forth contest as they have matched the Lumberjacks' largest lead. At one point, the Lumberjacks were up by 3. And so now Merrill is taking a 3-point lead. Let's see if the Lumberjacks can't come back here.
I like how both coaches are letting the girls play. Neither one has called a timeout yet in this match. And I really like that. It's going to keep the game flowing for both teams.
And the Lumberjacks are not able to save it as a nice try by number 5, Clara Bauman.
Though this continues, I could see a timeout here for by Coach Matta.
And there it is. There's the timeout by Coach Matta as Merrill takes a 5-point lead. And what do you think Coach Matta is saying in the timeout huddle by the Lumberjacks?
It's what we've been saying all night. They've got to get up close to the net. This is really where the battle has been. Unlike a couple of the last game for the Lumberjacks, they really need to be dominant right here at the net. Especially with such a good serving team as the Merrill Blue Jays are.
And I think it's important to, once Wausau East gets the serve back, that they really are able to go on a run right here. As the Lumberjacks
need to get this next point.
They do need to get this next point as they break from the huddle a little early with still 20 seconds left on the clock. Interesting move there by Bruce Matta, Coach Matta.
Get them out to the floor, get them ready for this. This is a big point for the Lumberjacks. I don't think they can go down 6 right now at this point of the game.
Although they did come back from a 6-point deficit in that first game.
You're right.
So I don't think by any means are the Lumberjacks really ever out of it, as that is a carry by the Lumberjacks by number 9, Kaylee Carlin. On an interesting call by the ref there. As the libero, number 11, Bria Peppenbrook, is serving, as makes a nice ace. Makes a short serve there, and Merrill is up by 2 and 2 fast points. Nice job on the serve for Bria Peppenbrook. Comes back with a long serve. And they will try and save it, but they are not able to. And Bria Peppenbrook has really done a nice job for Merrill. I think the Lumberjacks really need to get this serve away from Peppenbrook in order to come back.
It's going to start up front, but it's also going to start with the return. If they can return it nice like they just did there, they can set up great things.
But that is out of bounds. Oh, no. They're ruling that. One referee says that it's in. One referee says that it's out. Out. But the head referee makes a decision that it is out. You kind of see that the side referee there point Lumberjacks, while the head referee said point Merrill. So that will be a point for Merrill as the Lumberjacks take another timeout as they are down by 9 here in the third game. As both teams are looking to go up 2-1 and really take what could be a decisive lead in this 5-game series. But the Lumberjacks have really played some great volleyball here against the #1 team in conference, the Merrill Blue Jays. As Bria Peppenbrook has really done a great job for the Blue Jays serving here. That's a nice spike by number 13, Casey Seffen, but a nice play at the net by the Lumberjacks. But a great save there by Merrill. And number 5, Clara Bauman, is just too much for the Lumberjacks. And so they finally break the serve of Bria Peppenbrook. As I believe she went on a 6-0 run for Merrill on that serve. So now it will be number 5, Clara Bauman, who is looking to do similar for the Lumberjacks. And they're going to call that a carry on Merrill. And so that's an ace for number 5, Clara Bauman. The Lumberjacks are looking to get some momentum going here as Merrill is 6 points away with a 7-point lead on the Lumberjacks from taking second game. And that was too much. That was number 2, Renee Slottick for Merrill. And Renee Slottick is in for the serve for Merrill. And that is tipped out of bounds. So point Merrill, as they are just 4 points away from taking the third game, excuse me. And that is an ace for Renee Slottick on a poor return by the Lumberjacks. As Merrill is taking the largest lead of the game at 10 points here. And that goes in. That is number 10, Haley Schultz, who has recently entered the game. Perhaps a little interesting coaching on maybe or maybe not. They should have had her in earlier. As number 22, Brianna Lidke, comes into the game to serve for number 4, Paige Heinrich.
Lumberjacks need a run from Brianna right now. Really need some good serves to put Merrill on the defensive.
And that was a great serve. Great placement and great save there by the Lumberjacks. And that is out of bounds. Tough break there for the Lumberjacks, as they really had done a great job. And so Merrill will take a 10-point lead, 13-23, needing just 2 more points to win this, the third game, and take a 2-1 lead. And so there's a point for the Lumberjacks as number 10, Haley Schultz, was able to get it up. And number 5, Clara Bauman, as one of the junior captains, is really trying to pump her team up and inspire her team to really get it in gear. As they are 9 points down with only 2 points more that can be allowed on Merrill. Nice play by the Lumberjacks, and that was number 3, Vanessa Borst, on the spike there, as Merrill is not able to handle that. Nice job by number 2, Annie Tuman, on the serve there. Nice spike by Merrill. Oh, that is a nice play by number 10, Haley Schultz. And that is tipped. And Merrill is not able to save that. So number 2, Annie Tuman, will be back in there for the serve for Merrill, or for the Lumberjacks, excuse me. And that is a carry. They're calling that a carry on Merrill. And so, with the Lumberjacks coming back within 6, the Blue Jays coach, Stephanie Nelson, has taken a timeout, really trying to encourage her girls to finish this match before too much blood is lost by Merrill. So, if you were in Merrill's timeout, what would you be saying right now?
Just calm down and get 2 points right now. Really, they've been so dominant in the second game. They really just need to calm down and get these points, not make any mistakes, and force the Lumberjacks to make mistakes right now.
And so the teams are ready, and Annie Tuman is ready here on the serve for the Lumberjacks. nice block by Merrill. And nice tap over by the Lumberjacks. And that is inbounds. That was number 13. Casey Steffen for Merrill, as Merrill is just 1 point away. They need one more point to wrap up this third game and take a 2-1 lead over the Lumberjacks. Nice spike there by number 10, Haley Schultz, the 6'2 senior for the Lumberjacks. And so she will be doing the service for the Lumberjacks as they are trying to build up a little bit momentum as they enter in the fourth game, because we will be entering the fourth game now as Merrill has taken a 2-1 lead on the Lumberjacks. So while the Lumberjacks really played well for the first half of the game, it was the second half in which Merrill kind of took over and at one point had a 10-point lead.
There were three different parts to that game. There was the first part where it was really back and forth, and then there was the second part where Merrill just dominated, and Lumberjacks couldn't do anything. They really had problems right there getting at the net, and that's something we got to look for them, the Wausau's Lumberjacks, to do right now, is to start the game and dominate that 5-foot area right in front of the net.
Yeah, look for East really to try and come out and do what they did much of this third game, just not for perhaps a 5 or 6 point stretch down there when they were not able to dominate the net, and Merrill really took advantage of it. And as the libero, number 11, Bria Peppenbrook, went on what I believe was a 6-0 run there when she was serving.
It was like the Lumberjacks were asleep. They just couldn't do anything.
They were unable to break her serve. And then they eventually did it, but the damage had already been done. And their efforts, much as in the second game, were too little too late.
But if the Lumberjacks play like they've played in the last in the last part of each of the past 3 games, this match would have been over.
Yeah.
If they can put together a complete game, they've got the talent right now to hang with these girls. So,
and it's got to be encouraging that they are hanging with the number 1 team and the 10-1 Merrill Blue Jays. Record overall. And so Merrill will take the floor. And on the floor for the Merrill Blue Jays is number 15. Or number 15. Number 8, Lindsay Krieger. The libero, number 11, Brianna Peppenbrook. Number 2, Rennie Slodek. And on the serve, number 4, Jenna Samzow. For the Lumberjacks, number 4, Paige Heinrich. Number 15, Kaylee Heinrich. As Merrill takes the first point there. Number 21, Morgan Gehring. Number 3, Vanessa Bors. Number 5, Clara Bauman. And number 2, Annie Tuman. Or excuse me, number 3, Vanessa Bors. Number 9, Kaylee Carlin is also out there. And that is inbounds point for the Merrill as Merrill takes a 2-0 lead here behind the serving number 4, Brianna Peppenbrook. And I think Merrill is really looking to close out the game here. And I don't think they at all want to go to this 5th game. As number 15, Kaylee Heinrich hits that into net. And Merrill is up 4-0 on the Lumberjacks here. And Merrill has really dominated the net here for the first 5 points as they have jumped out to a 5-0 lead here on the Lumberjacks behind the serving of number 4. Nice job by the Lumberjacks. Oh, and that is a nice play by Merrill.
So the Lumberjacks call a timeout right now, and they really need to get a good job returning these serves. They really have not been able to do a good job returning these serves. So as the Lumberjacks take the floor with almost 30 seconds, both teams taking this a very short timeout. They are really looking to try to break this serve and try to get in their own run. I mean, this is 6 straight points, and that's not the way you want to start off any match. Great save by number 4, Paige Heinrich.
And that is a great play at the net by number 5, Clara Bauman for the Lumberjacks.
And that's the first blood for Wausau East.
Number 3, Vanessa Boris on the serve. Short serve. And a nice play at the net by number 9, Kaylee Carlin.
Colin touching the net, and that's a point for the Merrill Blue Jays.
So there's a substitution. Number 6 for number 10, Lauren Hosen. A little bit of a miscommunication there by the Lumberjacks. Oh, a nice spike by number 5, Clara Bauman. On the set by number 4, Paige Heinrich. So the Lumberjacks have cut the Merrill lead to 5 points here in the early goings of the decisive 4th game. As Merrill has a 2-1 lead and needs only this one match to take the game from the Lumberjacks. Oh, that was a nice play at the net by number 4, Paige Heinrich, and number 2, Annie Tuman, but it goes out of bounds, so Merrill will get the point and take the serve again. And the dangerous libero, number 11, Bree Peppenbrook, is in there for Merrill. Nice save by the Lumberjacks and number 6, Arisa Tao. Nice play there by the Lumberjacks. Oh, and number 2, Renee Slottick is not able to save that.
That's really a rare mistake you'll see from Renee Slottick as the real leader of the Merrill Blue Jays. You probably won't see that again tonight.
So you have number 5, Clara Bauman, on the serve. Oh, and she's not quite able to save that for the Lumberjacks. Number 3, Vanessa Boris. And so the Merrill lead is still 6. As number 2, Renee Slottick takes the serve for Merrill. And that is a great play by number 2, Annie Tuman, for the Lumberjacks. As the Lumberjacks have cut Merrill's lead to 5 points. Again, still in the early goings, but it'd be nice for the Lumberjacks as number 22, Brianna Lidke, comes into the game for the serve. For the Lumberjacks to take a little bit of a, make it a little closer than it has been in some of the other games. That goes out of bounds and is not able to be saved.
Bad choice to hit it right there. That was going long. Really need to do a lot better decision making out there on the court.
And so Merrill will have the serve. For the serve for Merrill will be number 6, Reagan Byer.
That was a nice smash by Haley Schultz, number 10.
She's really having a good game for the Lumberjacks. And she will need to have a good one if the Lumberjacks are going to have a shot at winning the 4th game here and forcing a game 5. Nice block there by Merrill, and nice play by number 9, Kaylee Carlin there to put it in a place where no Merrill Blue Jays were. It was a nice attempt at a save by number 6, Reagan Byer, but she's not able to get it. So number 2, Annie Tooman, is on the serve here for the Lumberjacks. And that goes long. It is not tipped by the Lumberjacks. So it goes long. That was number 5 for Merrill.
That was a great serve by Annie Tooman, putting that in the backcourt, making it really difficult for the Merrill defenders to hit that up.
And I think she tried, after going to the backcourt, she tried to go to the front court with it, and it goes into the net. So she will take a seat on the bench as the libero, number 15, Kaylee Heinrich, comes into the game. She makes a nice bump there. And that goes long for number 5, Clara Bauman for the Lumberjacks, as Merrill has taken a 5-point lead here. Again, still nothing the Lumberjacks can't overcome here, as it is still early, but time is running down a little bit for the Lumberjacks to make their move. Nice spike by Haley Schultz there. A nice save by Merrill. Nice save by the Lumberjacks there. The Lumberjacks have really been on the attack here, making Merrill play defensively. And a great save there by the Lumberjacks. And the Merrill player will go under the net, so that will be a point for the Lumberjacks.
Great athletic play by both teams, really making that point difficult, and Lumberjacks really had to earn that one right there.
So Haley Schultz was in for the serve for the Lumberjacks. Oh, and that is a great play by Kaylee Carlin. And Haley Schultz is not able to save that, so that will be point Merrill. And she will take a seat on the bench as number 6, Arisa Tao, comes in. Oh, and Kaylee Carlin is not able to get that up over the net. So Merrill will take a 6-point lead here. So in for the serve is number 4, Jenna Zamzow. Good save there by number 5, Clara Bauman. Nice bump over the net by Clara Bauman. And a great spike by number 2, Renee Slottick, the junior for Merrill.
Renee Slottick, the great ace, had a great ace there. Really looking for the Merrill Blue Jays to be the leader right now.
And that spike goes into the net by number 13, Casey Steffen, for Merrill. Excuse me, number 15. For Merrill. Nice play by number 5, Clara Bauman, for the Lumberjacks, as they have narrowed the Merrill lead down to 5, as the game is about at its midway point. So number 3, Vanessa Borson, on the serve here for the Lumberjacks. Nice play by Merrill. The Lumberjacks are able to save it. And that is out of bounds. No, they're saying it's inbounds. They're saying it's inbounds, so that will be point Merrill. And Merrill will retake the serve. Again, some tough calls for the refs to make tonight. Oh, and Paige Heinrich is not able to get that up over the net, so Merrill will take a 7-point lead as Bruce Matta will take the timeout for the Lumberjacks. And we'd like to say again that normal head coach Ken Zaromsky is not here tonight for personal reasons. He is not going to be able to make it. So Bruce Matta, longtime JV head coach and more recently varsity assistant, will be taking over his duties as head coach tonight for the Lumberjacks. And this is his first game as head coach for the Lumberjacks. So what is kind of a tough spot for him, playing the number one Merrill Blue Jays, number one in conference.
Well, let's see if he can get his girls encouraged right now and really able to take this serve from Merrill.
Oh, and that's not going to help. As number 5, Clara Bauman, the 5'6" junior and captain for this team, it hits it into the net. Oh, and that goes a little bit long for Kaylee Carlin, as Merrill has taken a 9-point lead. And so the Lumberjacks really need to do something, and they need to do it fast, as Merrill looks to close out this game here. It's a nice job by number 11, the libero, Bria Peppenbrook. And another nice save, but this time by number 4, Jenna Zamzow. And that's a nice play at the net by Merrill, and that was number 2, Renee Slottick. As Merrill has taken a 10-point lead and is 5 points away from closing out this game and this match. Lumberjacks really need to fight here. So that's a carry called against Merrill. So the Lumberjacks will get the serve, and they really need to get on a little bit run here. As the senior, Kaylee Carlin, here at senior night, needs to step up here.
And remember that this is just a tune-up for the playoffs that are coming next week. So we see a lot of different coaching strategies, different players getting into the game. So really trying to work on it as they're about to get to the playoffs.
But both teams want to win it tonight, and I think they really want to win it. So as that is called a carry on Merrill. So the Lumberjacks will retain the serve and get the point there, cutting down Merrill's lead to 8. Nice spike there by Merrill, as the Lumberjacks are not able to handle that. Merrill is only 4 points away as their serving extraordinaire Bria Peppenbrook is in there. And there's an ace for Bria Peppenbrook, the 12th grader libero for Merrill. And Merrill is just 3 points away from taking this game. But the Lumberjacks really want to stay hard, and they still have a shot. They just need to go on some runs, and they need to go on them fast. And that goes out of the serve. It's too strong for East to handle, so their attempt at a bump will go out of bounds. And so Merrill is 2 points away from winning this. And that is out of bounds by that was Arisa Tao. So the Lumberjacks trying to keep it up as Merrill is 1 point away from winning this game. And that is inbound, so Merrill will win this game, win the match, and win the conference. So Merrill has now won the conference, won the Wisconsin Valley Conference. And the Lumberjacks, who played a really great game in the first game, came out a little flat in the last 2 games. Well, they came out flat in this third game. They came out strong in the second game, but weren't able to come up big when it counted. So Merrill will take the 3 games here. They won the Wausau took the first game 27-25. Merrill took the second, third, and fourth game by scores of 25-17, 25-18, and 25-12. So, wrap up for that game. It was an exciting game.
It was an exciting game. Wausau played them tough. And the scoreboard, especially on the list last one, doesn't really reflect how close of a game it was. So the Lumberjacks had their chances, but really just couldn't get it done when it counted. Really had some bad mental lapses when it came to the net, especially in that second and third match.
But I think we need to put this in perspective. I mean, yes, Merrill did win the conference by winning this game, but this game really didn't have a lot of implications as far as the playoffs go, which is really what matters. So I think the Lumberjacks can use this win to show that they can stay with and compete with a great team, as Merrill is. I mean, they are 11-1 now. They've won the Wisconsin Valley Conference, which is a tough conference to win. And so they've played really well here. And the Lumberjacks showed that they can take it to any team in the state. And so it's a disappointing loss for the Lumberjacks. They thought that after they came out and won the first game that they might have a chance to go toe-to-toe and play spoiler for Merrill, who was looking to win their conference title. But in the end, Merrill proved a little bit too much for them. But perhaps it's something that with a little bit more coaching and a little bit more practice, the Lumberjacks will be able to get to the point as the playoffs are almost upon us, that they may be able to make a little tournament run.
And the coaches can really use this as a momentum builder because they really hunt up with them. And if they just do a couple more points, they're right in that game.
Mm-hmm. And if they break a couple serves, number 11, the libero for Merrill, was really on fire for Merrill. But if they would have been able to break that serve, perhaps the Lumberjacks could have come in on that second game there. Yeah. So it was really well played for the Lumberjacks. I mean, the scoreboard may not reflect that, but really the Lumberjacks played a very good game against a very tough opponent for Merrill.
So the next two games for the Lumberjacks, for the next two games for both teams, Lumberjacks are both going to be in the playoffs. For WETV, we're going to be at the girls swimming game next Tuesday. So,
and then also, I mean, in all the Lumberjack sports, of course, the big thing that's coming up in Lumberjack sports is the log game. The log game is coming up, which is big for Lumberjack sports. So, the Wausau East team will take on Wausau West, their rivals, as the Lumberjacks are looking to retain the log, and while it really has playoff implications for Wausau East as they're looking to get into the playoffs.
So for all of us at WETV, for all the camera people, and for Dr. Herb, I'd like to thank both the coaches tonight, Mr. Matt and Mrs.
The coach from Merrill?
Coach from Merrill. Sorry, I forgot her name. But I'd like to thank the administrative staff, Mr. Greg Harvey, for the Wausau East Lumberjacks. And for all of you, this is a wrap for the Wausau East Television.
Especially shout out to Senora Williams, who manned our camera on the ground. So she did a nice job filling in for the Lumberjacks, on WTV. So for all of us here at WTV, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. So thank you, and good night.
It's a wrap.